player who can dominate his midfield position. He's excellent at winning and recycling the ball, as well as passing it all over the pitch. I see him as someone who's very well suited now even to those highest tempo games.
Okay, interesting. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Dinya. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Many, and it's Kunde. Rabiot. And here's Mbappe. Olise opts to play it back. And here's Olise. Kunde. Rabiot. Good ball, good touch. Mbappe! The keeper's done ever so well.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
They've played it short. Dinya. Chance! Rabiot, Olise, Mikel Oyarzabal, Yamal. So what can they make of this? Pedro Porro, Rodri, Pedro Porro, and here's Yamal, Rodri. Bina, played towards the other side. Pedri. Rabiot with the slide tackle there. He's trying his best to keep it in play here. Cleared away. Dinya. Olise. Saliba. And it's Doué. Mbappe, Kunde, Olise, Mikel Oyarzabal, Bina, Dani Olmo, now it's Oyarzabal, and here's Bina, Rodri, Kubasi, Rodri, Dani Olmo, Bina. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Rabiot, Olise, Mbappe. Muscular approach does pay off here. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Kunde. Kunde is fouled. And it's Dembele. And here's Dembele. Kunde. Chouameni. France have a free kick. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Protest continues, but in the end they are defending the indefensible.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
That has been knocked clear. Elise. Rabiot. Chouameni. Rabiot. Elise. Chouameni. Dembele, played out to the left flank. Pedro Porro cuts it out. Pulls out once more. And that's a throw. Pedri. Rodri, Pedri, Laporte, Chouameni, Saliba, Rabiot, Elise. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Straight to his pocket, yes, a second yellow, and he's off. Players protesting furiously, but there's little or no sympathy from the ref. Spain are now forced to play the bulk of the game, a man short. Koundé, excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Baina was only too happy to help out in defence.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
And that has been cleared. And it's Pedri. Nice control. Olise absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Rabiot. Ambitious ball here. Digne. And he whips it in. Laporte attempts a clearance. Great work on the overlap. That's not going far. Yamal proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days. All part of a forward's duties.
Laporte. Dani Olmo. Chouameni. Koundé. That's really well manoeuvred. And here's Mbappe. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Pedri. Yamal. Kubasi. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. That looks... Mbappe! Baina. Cucurella. Dani Olmo. The referee's awarded a free kick. Really well cleared. Elise. Tramini, gently done. And the cross comes in. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Yamal chasing after it. Saliba. Upamecano. Elise. And it's Doué. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe spread out to the left. Lofted upfield. Dembele. And the finish! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Punched away. Dani Olmo. Cucurella. Pedri. Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo has got himself a free kick. Mbappe. Koundé. Tchouaméni. Cucurella cuts out the pass.
Well, I'm starting to see much more movement off the ball now, Peter, which is obviously a big plus.
And surely more options then for the man on the ball.
Well, you would think so, and I think also we're going to see them just wear their opposition down and force mistakes. They can be quite relentless.
And it's Pedri. Dani Olmo goes for the shot! Danger averted for now. Here's Oyarzabal. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Well, the players are making their point, but the ref clearly isn't interested. He's waved them all away.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
Saliba with the clearance. He's in, surely! Oh, that's a fine challenge. Dembele. Upamecano. Tchouaméni. And here's Elise. Dembele. And the shot! Pedro Porro gets good distance on it. Dinya. Elise. Koundé. Showing good feet. And that's been won straight back. Koundé. Oh, it's played into the area. And that's been well dealt with. What a corner here. Cucurella. Baina. Laporte. Pedri. Yamal. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Yamal. Oh, that's nice. Proves too strong. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
Pedri really needed to be much faster then, much more decisive.
Baina. Mbappe. Olise. And it's Doué. Mbappe. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Dani Olmo. Baina. Yamal. Doué did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Rabiot. Play cross-field, changing the point of attack. Yamal. Dani Olmo. Pedri. Baina. Pedri. Laporte. Dani Olmo. Get a throw in. Nice physical challenge. That's a throw. Baina. Cucurella. Baina. Oyarzabal. And that's clear cut. It's a free kick. And he's going to have his name taken. Gets it away. Driving on and making good progress. And here's Doué. Great defending, strong and determined. And it's Koundé.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Cucurella. Dani Olmo. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Moved on forwards. That has been cut short. And he has been fouled there. Pedri. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Kubasi. And it's Porro. Pedro Porro has been caught there, it's a foul. Pedro Porro. Yamal carries the ball down the right. That's a corner kick. Oyarzábal plays it short. He's got options in the box if he gets his head up. And here's Yamal. Yamal, backward it goes. And it's Pedri. Baina. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Now that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Dani Olmo does really well to win the ball there.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Pedri. And it's played forward. And here's Yamal. Yamal. Dani Olmo. Olise proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
It's a good run down the left-hand side. And he's fouled him there. And it's Cucurella. Can he latch on to this? That's a throw. Oyarzábal. Not the worst cross in the world, but still room for improvement. Rabiot. And here's Dembele. And he's going to be pulled back for that one. That's going to be a booking. The protest continues, but in the end they are defending the indefensible.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal there.
Laporte clears it away. He's having a shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Pedri. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Saliba. Rabiot. Tchouaméni shifted upfield. Pedro Porro. Nice defending, physical and effective. Dani Olmo wins the duel this time. Cucurella. Dani Olmo. Oh, he's caught him there, it's a free kick. Rabiot. Koundé. He is just caressing the ball. And that was very necessary. He did have it back and can go again. Elise. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Out to the left it goes. But he's gone backward here. Mikel Oyarzabal succumbs to the pressure. And he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. And it's Cucurella. Dani Olmo. Pedri. And here's Baina. That's a cute ball. Saliba attempts a clearance. Play it for a throw. Back to the goalkeeper. Kubasu. Cucurella forwards and with intent. Pedri, excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Mbappe. Oyarzabal. Doué. Chouameni. Dembele. Saliba. Rabiot. Chouameni. Upamecano. Aim forwards. Muscular approach does pay off here. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Cucurella. Baina. Cucurella. Pedri. Out towards the flank. Pedro Porro. Dani Olmo. And it's Olmo. And the shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Dani Olmo really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Clear away. Dani Olmo. That's going to go a long way. Out for a throw. Cucurella. And it's played forward. Koundé. Saliba shifted upfield. Digne. Chouameni played out towards the right wing. That's good play. And it's Dembele. Mikel Oyarzabal. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. A heavy challenge. Yamal. Dani Olmo. Pedri. Baina. Cucurella. Dani Olmo. Dembele can get it clear. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Laporte. Pau Kubasi, gently done. Pedro Porro, hurtling down that right flank. Pedro Porro, he's got away. That's very neat. It is a corner. Tchouaméni is there, and he can get that clear. And it's Baina. Pedri! He's done very well to get to that.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Dembele. Koundé. Cucurella gets over and intercepts. Pedri. Baina. Dani Olmo. Pedri. Moved on forwards. Baina. Cucurella. Pedri. Kubasi. Dani Olmo. Kubasi. Pedri. Dani Olmo. Yamal! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're up in the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
Oyarzábal with the short one. Pedri, that's been drilled in. Cleared without complication. Dani Olmo, and it's Cucurella. Great defending, strong and determined. Tchouaméni. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Now it's Mbappe. Olise. Tchouaméni. Now it's Oyarzábal. And it's Baina. Oyarzábal. Oyarzábal takes control of enemies on the move. Olise. Pedro Porro. Dani Olmo. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Dani Olmo. Baina. Dani Olmo. Olise was only too happy to help out in defence.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Takes the shot! And he has kept it out somehow.
He's very lucky to recover that, and he shouldn't have put himself in that position in the first place.
Yamal. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Pedri. Yamal tries to thread one through. Can he deliver? Time to deliver. Pedri. And here's Baina. Cucurella. Pedri. Now it's Oyarzabal. He can get that clear. And reclaimed it in a trice. Doué. Olise. Rabiot. Pedri with a definite foul there. Here's Doué. Doué. Foul right on the edge of the box. It could go either way here. So a big chance now from 12 yards.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
For a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
France are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Oyarzabal. Over to the left. Digne. Rabiot. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Doué. Olise. Olise laid out to the left flank. And he's there to clear it. Pretty, but it gets the job done. Olise, big chance! Baina. Mikel Oyarzabal. Laporte. Dani Olmo. And they win it back again. Rabiot. Upamecano, forwards and with intent. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Kunde, Rabiot, this has gone, that's foul. Well, that looks like a final warning, still no card. And it's Chouameni. Very nicely done. Nice physical challenge. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Doué. Laporte, Pedri, Chouameni, Dembele, Olise, Chouameni, Mbappe. Dembele does really well to win the ball there. Olise, Kunde, Dembele, and it's Kunde. And they've got rid. Chouameni, Olise. Oh, good spread. Oh, that's neat. Dembele. Rabiot. Now it's Rabiot. And the shot's on here. Chouameni. And here's them. And a chance! Oh, that was no routine save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Yamal tries to dink it through, and he's picked out the run. Baina, and here's Baina. Nice. Up he goes! Didn't quite get enough on that.
That's good play. Plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
Rabiot. Doué. Oh, it's a great ball here.
Really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner. And just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
Ball's gone out of play. Oh, good steal. He just read it.
Olise.
That's really well manoeuvred. No foul, says the referee. Yamal. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. And it's Cucurella. Baina. Dani Olmo. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Koundé. Doué knocks it out wide. And it's hoisted clear. Pedro Porro tries to clear. And it's Rabiot. And here's Dembele. And he's there to get it away. Baina was only too happy to help out in defence.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Correa. Referee's given a throw. Out again for a throw-in. Proves too strong. And it's played forward. Dembele. Koundé. Rabiot. Olise. Tchouaméni. Dembele. Changes him with that pass. Rabiot. Olise. Tchouaméni. Rabiot. Yamal proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Now here's the delivery. And that's out of reach. Baina. He's going to be disappointed with that. Olise. Now it's Oyarzabal. Pedro Porro. Yamal. He is through here. Oyarzabal. Pedro Porro. And that has been clubbed away. The not defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Dani Olmo wins the duel this time. Yamal. Now that's well seen too. Upamecano. Saliba moved on forwards. Olise. Out to the left it goes. Kubasi. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Saliba. Tchouaméni. Koundé. And it's Dembele. Rabiot. Tchouaméni. Rabiot. Doué spread out to the left. That is lovely. So who's he picking out? Can he finish? Can he stop? Oh, that is asking for trouble. Dembele stood his ground strongly. Baina gets it clear. Olise. And here's Mbappe! Decent enough
snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Dani Olmo. Now it's Oyarzabal. Dani Olmo played out to the left flank. Upamecano. Olise. Tchouameni chooses to go cross-field. And here's Doué. Olise. Rabiot. And here's Doué. Now this could be... Decent chance! And he thumps it clear. And it's Digne. Oh, nice touch. Serves up across. Baina. Kubasi. Cucurella. Cucurella forwards and with intent. Upamecano. Digne. Doué. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Baina. Pedri. Dani Olmo. Yamal. Oh, what a climb! He scores! Spain are all square.
Spain, look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Played out to the right. That pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Pedri. Baina. And here's Dani Olmo. Yamal. Oh, easy pickings there. Koundé. Dembele. It's Dembele. And here's Mbappe. Unai Simon sends that a long way. Rabiot. Koundé, probing pass. That'll be a corner. Laporte can get it clear. Digne crosses. That has been knocked clear. It's Gets a clearance, but not much of one. Doué turns and goes back. And the shot! That was superb goalkeeping!
Rabiot clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Now it's Olise. Olise. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Yamal. Confirmation that there will be 4 minutes stoppage time. Oh, no question, that's a foul. Dani Olmo. Now it's Mbappe. He has found a way through. Now it's Mbappe. Cucurella. Kubasi. Pedri. Calmly anticipates. Pedro Porro. Chouameni. Saliba. Played over towards the opposite flank. Muscular approach does pay off here. Cucurella. Baina goes on a run down the left wing. Upamecano. Cucurella. Pedro Porro. Great defending, strong and determined. Olise. Out to the left it goes. Now what about this cross? That was asking just too much of him. Dani Olmo. Cucurella. Pedro Porro. Pedri. And here's Yamal. Oh, he's found him in space. Olise shifted upfield. Doué. Olise. Olise! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Well, he doesn't need a second invitation, even from that range.
Dani Olmo. Baina. Cucurella doing full tilt down the left. And that's surely a foul, free kick. Tries to clear. And it's Baina. He steps in, and that's the end of that. And he's pulled him up for that challenge. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. The players protesting furiously, but there's little or no sympathy from the ref. Spain have reclaimed it. Cucurella. Defending of the desperate variety. Dani Olmo has given away a free kick. Now then, what's happening here? He is already on a yellow. Now, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances.
Well, with him already been on a yellow, he should know much better than that.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And the whistle goes past. So it's all square. Either side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. That's been a decent 45 minutes. Competitive, certainly, and a goal each. There's the whistle then to start the second half.
France clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Kubasi. Now it's Mbappe. And it's Dembele. Well, it just petered out. No penetration at all, having had a great deal of the ball. Digne. Now it's Doué. Digne. Oh, sweet feet. Rabiot. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe closing in on goal. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days.
Olise! Split-second reaction.
Elise actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Shouting for a corner, but the referee says goal kick. Pedro Porro. Kubasi. Laporte. Dani Olmo. Aim forwards. Koundé gets across to intercept that. Olise. Digne. Rabiot. And it's Digne. Digne looks to the other side. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe! Pedro Porro. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Dani Olmo. Cucurella. Pedri, gently done. Chouameni. He's beaten the last man. Koundé. Koundé's cross. Oh, Kubasi is there, and he can get that clear. Olise. Dembele, deep cross. That is good defending. It's been repelled. Ferran Torres. Dani Olmo. Ferran Torres. Mbappe. Olise. Ferran Torres does really well to win the ball there. That's a little off target. Digne. Saliba. Rabiot. Dani Olmo. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Dani Olmo. Pedri. Laporte. Dani Olmo. Moved on forwards. It's gone out for a throw-in. The ball goes in. Defending of the desperate variety. Takes a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Chouameni, Koundé. They've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. Caresses it through. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Cucurella. Laporte. Pedri, and it's played forward. Ferran Torres is onto it in a flash. Saliba, Doué, Rabiot, Digne, Olise, well timed, excellent interception. Cucurella. Yamal, Pedro Porro. Good spell of possession this, but very little to show for it. Dani Olmo, shifted upfield. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Digne. Olise. Chouameni, and here's Dembele, succumbs to the pressure, and he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. He knows what's coming, a second yellow, and he's off. Well, the players are making their point, but the ref clearly isn't interested. He's waved them all away. Well, they are now a 9-man team. Of goalkeeping.
Absolutely terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
Climbs up big! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Laporte. Cucurella. And it's Dembele. Chouameni. Digne. Olise. And here's Doué! Oh, they really should have been made to pay.
He's a lucky boy there. You lose the ball like that, and usually you're going to get punished.
Pedro Porro. Pedri. Yamal. Pedro Porro. Yamal. Cucurella. And here's Ferran Torres. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Pedro Porro. And that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Now this is interesting. He has already had his name taken once. And he has taken a dim view of this, a second yellow, and that means red. Well, the protest continues, but in the end they are defending the indefensible. France are down to 10 men. Great position here. Tries a shot! Goal!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop him.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
And here's Mbappe. Now this could be a chance. And he has been fouled there. Digne crosses. Shoots! Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Quite a thriller this one's become.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Tchouaméni. Dembele. Al-Kubasi makes the interception. Yamal. Kubasi. Cucurella. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Pedri. And it's Porro. That's been slipped through. Yamal. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is. Tchouaméni. Saliba. Rabiot. Tchouaméni done delicately. And it's hoisted clear. Laporte trying to keep this in. Dembele. That's physical challenge. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Rabiot. And it's Chouameni. Koundé. Played into the middle. That has been knocked clear. Mbappe being hunted in packs.
Well, to be fair to that defence, it's nigh on impossible to cater for such astute movement, but at least, eventually, they've made the right call.
Al-Kubasi, and it goes cross-field. Cucurella. Ferran Torres. That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. Dembele gets his final warning.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences.
And it's Pedri. Pedri. Ferran Torres! He's delivered all right! Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a double. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
Well, it's an inspired substitution, a terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Barcola. France really looking to get back into this at the start of the second half. Mikel Oyarzabal. Pedri. Ferran Torres. Yamal. Saliba producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Koundé. Mbappe. Now it's Barcola. Dealt with nicely by the defence. That's tidy. Now it's Chouameni. Mbappe. And he's heaved it away. And that is out of play. Barcola. And here's Dembele. Ferran Torres wins the duel this time. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Brilliantly cut out. Pedro Porro. Laporte. Pedri. Yamal. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Pedri going full steam down the flank. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. Saliba. Dinya. Barcola. Rabiot forwards and with intent. Yamal. Ferran Torres. Tchouaméni, too strong for his opponent there. Koundé, aim forwards. Tchouaméni. Koundé, now he's got space here. Played towards the other side. Ferran Torres. Cucurella. Now it's Ferran Torres. Played into space out wide. Oh, nicely intercepted. Koundé. Almost an hour gone. Dinya chooses to go cross-field. Koundé, and it's Dembele. Tchouaméni. Rabiot. Barcola. Rabiot, that's a delicate pass. That's good defending, very good defending. Cucurella. Tchouaméni. Barcola. Out to the right. Deftly away. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Cucurella. That's an imaginative pass. That's really well manoeuvred. Rabiot. Dinya head over towards the opposite flank. He came in hard, very hard. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Kubasi. Pedri. Yamal. Pedro Porro. He ran himself into trouble there, free kick given away. And it's hoisted clear. And it's been taken short. And it's played into the midst. It's a mighty effort! No messing about, just shot a goal! And it's Pedri. Oh, red, nice interception. tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Koundé. And it's played forward. Barcola in acres of space out wide. Dinya. Now it's Barcola. And it's crossed into the middle.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Kubasi shifted upfield. And it's gone back to the keeper. Saliba forwards and with intent. Dinya. Saliba. Upamecano. Koundé, aim forwards. Kubasi attempts a clearance. Dinya. Barcola. He whips it across. Shot, surely! Porro clears it away. And it's Chouameni. Rabiot. Played out wide. He's been bundled over. That is a foul. Ferran Torres is being told in no uncertain terms that this will be his final... Oh, smashing header! That needed to be better, and he knows it.
There's some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
Kubasi. Pedri. Cucurella. Laporte. Kubasi. Over to the left. The most accurate pass. Rabiot. France keep the ball but can't do anything meaningful with it. Rabiot gently done. Nicely intercepted. Ferran Torres. Pedri. Moved on forwards. Pedro Porro. Cucurella. Laporte. Pedri. Cucurella has created one goal already. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Oyarzábal with 2 goals already to his name. Cucurella. Yamal. The defence proved infallible then. That won't be the last they'll see of him. Looks a foul. Yeah, referee's given it. Kubasi, oh, good spread. Pedro Porro puts them all in. Rabiot. Digne. Rabiot. Koundé. Good work on the right flank here. Uma Simon claims it, safe hands. Cucurella. That's really well manoeuvred. On time, excellent interception. Digne. It's Dembele. Dembele! Laporte. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Kubasi. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Yamal, Pedri, the pressing's intense and it's paid off. Cucurella, Ferran Torres, throw it. It's going to be another throw. Ferran Torres. Pedri. Now it's Yamal. That's surely a foul, free kick.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score. Obviously, he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. Digne getting this one clear. It's Porro. Laporte. The movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Digne. Saliba forwards and with intent. Mbappe. Ferran Torres. Pedro Porro. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Great defending, strong and determined. Saliba. Mbappe. Barcola. He's found a way through. Dembele played out towards the right wing. Koundé, and that's aimed into the middle. Rabiot. Cucurella getting this one clear. And claimed it back swiftly. Lovely bit of skill. Oh, and he shoots! A real chance and a real let-off.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Kubasi looks to the other side. Cucurella. Ferran Torres. Mikel Oyarzabal. Pedri. Oyarzabal. Rabiot has got himself a free kick. Mignon, one ball by the goalkeeper. France have got it back and they'll have another go. France ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. Laporte. Mbappe. Chouameni. Pedri, Kubasi, Mikel Oyarzabal. Arcola does really well to win the ball there. Rabiot, Arcola, Chouameni, Koundé. Oh, shooting chance! Close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Well, that was certainly impressive, Peter. Great run, just a shame the finish let him down.
Dembele. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Pedro Porro. Just about up to 75 minutes. Pedro Porro. Pau Kubasi, aim forwards. Now that's well seen too. Now it's Ferran Torres. Saliba did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. It's Koundé. Pedri. Yamal. Cucurella. And it's played forward. Chouameni shifted upfield. Dembele. France have a free kick. with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. And he thumps it clear. Whistle's gone, that's a foul.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is.
Spain, they've got away with it this time, but I think if they carry on giving away free kicks in positions like that, I think they'll be made to pay. They've got to be very careful, just a little more discipline is called for.
Tries to get it clear. Rabiot. Cleared without complication. And it's Koundé. Succumbs to the pressure. Yamal, gently done. Pedri. Laporte. That's really well manoeuvred. Muscular approach does pay off here. Chouameni. Saliba shifted upfield. Pedri aimed forwards. Ferran Torres. Oh, such a clever touch. The ball laid out to the left flank. And that's been won straight back. Pedro Porro. Yamal. Pedri. Ferran Torres. Out towards the flank. Lovely feet. Ferran Torres.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now it's Oyarzabal. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Oyarzabal spread out to the left. He's shifting through the gears here.
Spain surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Dembele. And it's Dembele. And here's Mbappe. Dembele. Digne. Oh, that's not going to find its target. Pedri.
France really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Pedri. Digne wins the duel this time. Chouameni. And here's Mbappe. Can he finish?
It's not the wayward. I just wonder what was on his mind there. put his foot right through it.
Laporte. Cucurella. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Ferran Torres going full steam ahead down the left flank. Dembele gets in to thwart him.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And that's a... Mbappe! Really well taken goal. France are back on level terms.
Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
He has simply been truly awesome. He really has stamped his authority on this.
This is quite a battle.
Well, this ought to give them some renewed energy. If anyone's going to win it in normal time, you've got to make them favourites now.
And it's Toro. Nice physical challenge.
Spain clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Chouameni, Koundé making good progress on the right-hand side. Chouameni, Koundé, oh, super find. Dembele, the referee has given a corner. Nicely by the defence. Barcola. Charging forward, the ball at his feet.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Spain to retain the ball, but are seemingly in no rush to break forward. Pedri. Cucurella. Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres has been caught there, it's a foul. And no surprise, that's a booking. He's looking to win it for them. Pedri. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now.
Barcola wins the duel this time. Rabiot. And they'll start all over again with the goalkeeper. Pedri. Yamal chasing after it. Rabiot. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Played out to the right.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Barcola shapes to shoot!
France really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
It's all a little short of forward momentum, lacking thrust. And he's managed to get free. Rabiot does really well to win the ball there. And it's Dembele. Cucurella makes the interception.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this.
Oh, they could be caught out here. Mikel Oyarzabal. Out to the right. Mbappe. Mbappe is fouled. Well, there is concern on the faces of the players standing around him here.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
Cleared away. Now it's Chouameni. Up he goes! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
Dembele fully appreciates that he could have won it then, and now he'll be all the keener not to lose it.
Rabiot. And here's Thuram. Koundé. Dembele. Hit into the middle. And the keeper beats it away. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And here's Thuram. He's shooting! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Thuram really couldn't have done much better with that. He was under so much pressure. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Proves too strong. Koundé played into space. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
Spain clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Dembele, that's very neat. Cross goes in there. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Saliba have it back and can go again. Played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Chance here to counter. That is a great pick out. Yamal! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Rabiot is there, and he can get that clear. Now it's Pedri. The referee's awarded a free kick. And it's Porro. Pedro Porro tries a cross. And it's kept out by a stubborn defence. Ferran Torres, and that's aimed into the middle.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Saliba. Upamecano. Chouameni. Koundé. Well, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. This could spell real trouble. We know he has already been booked. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
Oh, Peter, what a lucky boy. A telling off as opposed to a sending off.
Great defending, strong and determined.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Saliba moved on forwards, and here's Thuram.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Pinged towards the front line. Hanya gets across to intercept that. Saliba. Koundé. Saliba.
Well, what we're witnessing now just goes against the grain. They're not going to get back into the game like this.
Koundé, he's in plenty of space here. Dembele chips it through.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Rabiot. Barcola. That's a cute ball.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Saliba gets over and intercepts.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Great chance! It's off target and by quite a way. Barcola. Now it's Thuram. Calmly anticipates.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Chouameni wins the duel this time. That looks a good ball through.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And it's played forward. Pedri. Laporte. Cucurella. Pedri. Cucurella. Ferran Torres. Upamecano. Cucurella. Tries a deft little ball. Tchouaméni. And it's lofted through here. Oh, he's found support out wide. It's a throw in. And it's Dinya. Rabiot. Tchouaméni. Succumbs to the pressure. Cucurella. Upamecano cuts out the pass. Oyarzabal. Yamal. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick.
Well, he was the one player you had to keep away from the area. Not the best way to do it, though.
The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. Just do it! A true beauty of a goal, so brilliantly executed. And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, talk about being on top of your game, everything seems to be coming off for him.
Spain take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
Well, look, Peter, I feel I've got to stress that there's still time for another, so we can't be too presumptuous yet.
Oh, that's neat. Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Laporte. Cucurella. Ferran Torres. Pedri. Pau Kubasi forwards and with intent. Upamecano. And back to the keeper they go. Rabiot. Rabiot shifted upfield. Pedri. Kubasi. Cucurella. Mikel Oyarzabal. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Dembele. Cucurella. Ferran Torres. Barcola. And it's Dembele. Laporte gets good distance on it and reclaimed it in a trice. Koundé. Koundé concedes a free kick for that. Well, he's playing innocent. He has every reason to. No hesitation, he's straight into his pocket. It's a second yellow card and he walks. Players protesting furiously, but there's little or no sympathy from the ref. France now find themselves down to 9 men. Dembele looking to penetrate opposition lines. Thuram. Dembele. Time is desperately short now, but it is a corner. Oh, the clearance is short. Delivered in. That's the keeper's ball. It's really well cleared. Rabiot. Digne. Barcola. Rabiot. Pedro Porro. Laporte. Laporte gently done. Lobbed in behind and claimed it back swiftly. Rabiot. Thuram knocks it out wide. Lovely bit of skill. Whistle's gone and they've got themselves a free kick. Some of them aren't happy with that challenge and they're getting involved. Steady.
It makes to have so many runners into the box. Makes life so much harder for that defence.
Oh, what a climb! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Selamat. Tchouameni. And it's Akliouche. Oh, sweet feet. Tchouameni. Rabiot. Nice physical challenge. Nice looking ball. This could be their final throw of the dice. Climbs up big! No, he didn't quite meet it right. Tries to get it clear. And that's that. France did lead. Indeed, they controlled, but they managed to throw it all away. A defeat made even more painful by the way it came to pass. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
France just may have felt a little extra pressure in front of their own fans that caused a nervousness and tension.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.